afternoon, and welcome to Larry Emerson Field for today's game between your 9-2 Goffstown Grizzlies against the 3-6 Laconia Sachems. Along with John Skocky, Ethan Santoro, our cameraman, I'm Mike Santoro. We're going to be bringing you this game. And Goffstown looking to bounce back after that rough outing against Hanover yesterday, John. They weren't as clean in the field as they've been, but Hanover kept coming, hit the ball well, and Goffstown left 12 men on base yesterday, and that was the big difference.
Yeah, leaving guys on base is a death sentence. Errors and leaving guys on base are usually how you describe ways you lost a game, right?
Yeah, and Mitch looked good early. Kind of a little shaky later on. The defense still needs to, 11 games in, defense still needs to improve with their, fielding cleanly and positioning. But, the team never give up. It was 8-2 going into the top of the seventh, and they came up with 3 runs. Actually had the tying run at first base yesterday when that game ended. They were happy to see that starting pitcher leave after 115 pitches, John. The starting pitcher for Hanover came out. They got a couple runs off the first reliever, had to go to a second reliever, and he came in and took care of business. But today it's an absolutely beautiful day for baseball. It's about 70 degrees or so. A little bit of a wind blowing towards left field, left center. Old Glory out there is blowing a little bit towards left.
It's like a Norman Rockwell painting with that flag blowing above Tom French and Don Labrie out there in right field.
And Steve Bale just came up into the booth. Hang on a sec.
So, folks, I'll be announcing the starting lineup here for the Goffstown Grizzlies. We'll have Connor Hyzak as the shortstop batting leadoff. The second baseman will be Clay Campbell. First baseman batting third is Justin Pernard. The pitcher batting fourth is Derek Stekowitz, getting his first start of the year. The DH, number 20, Nick Labrie. Taylor French, number 16, playing third base, batting sixth. The catcher is number 4, Tyler Santoro. Left field is number 10, Ethan Smith. The center fielder, again, batting at the 9th spot in the lineup, is Carter Schwannard. And the right fielder, who will not hit today, is Will Susi.
Thanks, John.
Oh, it's all right. And then the starting lineup for Laconia is Ryan D. leading off, Thomas Turpin batting second, Cameron Haynes batting third, Tyler Richter batting fourth, Jack Marr batting fifth, Logan D. batting sixth, Ryan McCray batting seventh, Cameron Sonda batting eighth, and Stephen Palaquin batting ninth.
Thank you, John. Steve Beal joined us in the booth. That pitch is fouled back. Steve did a great job yesterday filling in for John while Mitchell was pitching, and hopefully he'll be filling in next week for me when I may not be able to make a few games. But Ryan D., the shortstop, batting first. 1-1 count. Derek Stekowitz on the mound for Goffstown. Swings at a pitch low, 1-2.
Nice change up there by Derek.
Yeah. Here comes the 1-2. Misses. Tyler framed that one for him a little bit.
So, Mike, I took yesterday off, not because Mitchell was pitching, but because in my contract it clearly states I don't work road games.
Oh, is that what it is? We're trying to change that contract. There's a off the end of the bat foul on the third base line. Well, technically in all of our contracts it says we don't work road games, but the soccer crew this year, I was part of that soccer crew, and we had a goal to do every game, and we did home game and road games, and hey, we're at the games, and if we can find a spot, he struck him out. Nice pitch. And Steve and I found a spot, 8 miles away, but it worked. And actually, I talked to Adam about that yesterday, and it came out pretty good. So he likes that view. So that we might be onto something there. There's a strike.
Unfortunately, our home field might be one of the only that do not allow for that view. You'd be out in the woods in a pine tree.
I know. Thomas Turpin, the batter, number 10, he's playing third base today. And Turpin hits a fly ball, Carter going back, drifting back. Now he's camping under it, and he makes the grab. One hand. Not a big fan of that. Steve and I talked about that yesterday when the right fielder for Hanover dropped a ball just like that, using one hand.
If you're going to do it, make the catch.
Yep. Cameron Hayes now the batter, number 23, playing first base. Laconia is old school here, John, with the stirrups, the old-fashioned stirrups. I like it.
I like the uniforms. I like the color combination, kind of Cincinnati Reds like.
Yeah, you don't usually see teams, go the stirrups with the stripes and the white sock underneath that. It's usually just a colored sock. There's a ground ball base hit by the outstretched dive of Taylor French. I think Taylor really had a play at that, but gave it the old college try.
That was the first baseman, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep,
yeah.
that was Cameron Hayes. Tyler Richter now the batter, the catcher, number 24.
Tyler has a better beard than I'll probably grow in my lifetime.
Just going to say that. Tyler looks like he's a senior in college.
He looks like he's 27.
Let's see. He's got to be a senior.
He might be a senior citizen.
Tyler Richter, oh my God. He's class of 2020. He's a sophomore.
That's crazy.
Are you kidding me? I mean, at least he swings and misses at that. This was off their website. It's got him listed as a catcher, number 24, class of 2020. So he's only a sophomore, and his beard, he's got more hair in his face than we do. Derek misses high with that one. Count goes to 1-1. So both catchers are named Tyler today. Here you go. Fun fact of the day. Runner on first creeping away. No go. Nice block by Tyler and a ball in the dirt. No advancement. I think if Hayes read that a little better, he may have been able to go. The ball squirted away a little bit.
Yeah, first baseman probably not fleet of foot, but nonetheless definitely could have made a move there.
Here's the 2-1. That misses inside. So Derek falls behind Richter, 3-1 here.
Connor shading the bag there at shortstop if there is a steal, which I do. Well, on a 3-1 count, probably not. Nope.
And Richter laid on that one.
Laid and swinging at something awful down the dirt.
Yeah.
D's keeping it way down the strike zone right now.
But that's not a 3-1 pitch you swing at there, John.
No. I don't think you swing at that pitch.
So Justin behind the runner now with the full count. The runner takes off, and he's straight right down the middle. So Richter strikes out looking, and Derek gets out of the first. He works around a hit, and scored the end of a half inning is Goffstown nothing and Laconia nothing.
You got Mr. Stekowitz watching the game down here.
Oh, there he is.
He's
in his Hawaiian garb.
In one of his traditional Hawaiian shirts. This is a good time to break the law in Goffstown with Mr. Stekowitz down here watching baseball.
Well, it might be a little bit easier with him around, with him not on duty. Did you work today? Yeah.
Yeah, but I started early. I was over at the high school doing
Oh, very nice. So maybe you'll grace us with your presence up here later on, get a couple words in. Are you crazy like John when Derek pitches? Do you pace all over the place? Got the agita going, okay.
We all have our crazy in our own ways, you know. Mine's just a little more out there. My dilemma when Mitch pitches is I probably from the ages of 9 to 14 or 15 in different leagues, I would call a lot of what he was throwing, and I don't know what to do with that extra energy nowadays, you know?
Yeah. I hear you.
My therapist says I swallowed a lot of aggression.
Along with a lot of pizzas, right? From Stripes. Great movie. Yeah, we talked about it a couple games ago, John, you know, the dad of a pitcher. I think it was the Portsmouth game that we talked about it after that one. And, you know, Ethan here doing our camera, he's a goalie. And that's probably the worst thing you could be is the goalie parent. Even in soccer, Tyler's a keeper in soccer, so it's just a tough position.
Yep.
You know, they sit there and, you know, it doesn't look like they get a lot of action. But when they do, or if they let up a goal or whatever, you know, team loses and you just feel so bad, it's just a tough thing, you know. Oh, it's 2-1 and, you know, there's 2 minutes left and the other team's on a power play. It's just a tough thing.
Yeah, and in hockey or in baseball, when you say a team won or lost, you want to know who pitched, who was in goal.
Right.
You know, it's just that's the uniqueness of the position. There's not too many other sports where it's so singular unless it's literally an individual sport.
Right.
So we got Connor leading off again this game. This is, I believe, the third game in a row trying to maybe shake up the lineup a little bit. They got to do something.
Yeah, the lineup is exactly the way it was yesterday, I believe. Nothing changed. The same 9. We got Will Susi playing left field today. Connor takes a ball. Nick Labrie is DHing for Will, playing left. Derek pitching and hitting fourth. Connor ahead of that one and fouls it at the plate. So Lee here, not exactly throwing gas, and that seems to be the kryptonite for this Goffstown team, John. You know, these pitchers that don't throw really hard. The pitcher that pitched yesterday, Hanover, Sayala, had them off balance. I mean, he threw hard, but he threw 5 different pitches. There's a curveball hit foul.
Yeah, no, agreed. This kid doesn't throw terribly hard. We'll see how he mixes it up. He's a young-looking kid. I don't know, what year do you have him graduating?
So I got Ryan D, class of 2020, so he's a sophomore.
So
looks a little bit smaller than Richter did, though.
So you have a catcher that looks like he's 42 and a pitcher that looks like he turned 11.
Yeah.
It's a contrast.
There's a fly ball right field. The right fielder drifting over, now going back and makes a catch over his head. So Connor didn't get all of it, but gave it a ride, but flies out to the right fielder. 1 down. That is Jack Mayer out there. Got a lot of young kids on this team. I'm sorry, this is Logan D, 2021. He's a freshman. Logan D is a freshman. That misses low. Here comes the 1-0 to Clay. Curveball in there for a strike. So, John, not sure you heard that. I just checked. Ryan D's a freshman. The pitcher is a freshman.
Yeah, that makes
so 14 years old?
Yeah, so
14.
when I joked that he just turned 11, I'm really not that far
off.
off.
You weren't far off at all.
In fact, he may just be a smart kid that's a couple grades ahead.
Yep.
He may have a Little League game tomorrow. We just don't know.
Because I guess they're brothers on this team. There's a Logan D. There's a ground ball to second by Clay. He eats it up, and he throws to first for the out.
Well, 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah. Good start here for the freshman. So there are brothers on this team. There's a Logan D. and there's a Ryan D. That's what kind of threw me off. Ryan is class of 2020. I'm not sure if they're brothers or not. I'm assuming they are, but maybe I shouldn't assume. Ryan is
well, we assumed we knew who was pitching the other day.
That's true. That's a ball crushed foul.
We may have attributed a rough start to a poor kid that sat in the dugout the whole time.
Yeah. Well, we did that yesterday, too. Steve and I were a mile away, and we saw a pitcher warming up, and we ended up we ended up getting it right. Whoa, right back at us off the end of the bat. So Justin in an 0-2 hole here.
Justin's cooled off a little bit last couple games.
Yeah, he has. He was hot as they come, and he's slumping right now. And he reaches for that one. That goes over the bat. Oh, that looked fair to me.
Where are you calling that foul?
Yeah,
that hit the bag,
sure
didn't
about
it?
that. It looked like it went right over the bag.
Well, he's got a great view of it, I guess.
I saw chalk come up.
I don't know if I wanted that to be fair or not. The kid didn't play it clean, but by the same token, he's still only 5 feet from the bag.
Right. So he gets another pitch here. Justin, it's a line drive to right field that's going to drop in front of and it gets by him. So now Justin's going to run. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. Justin rounding second base. He's on his horse. The throw comes into the shortstop, and Justin's going to be standing on third base. 2-out base hit for Justin and a 2-base error by the right fielder.
Yeah.
That's Jack Mayer. We just talked about him.
It's the cardinal sin of if you're not going to try to dive and make that catch, you can't let it go past you. He managed to do both. I thought he could have caught it, to be honest with you. He took some sort of short steps right in front of it. To let it go past you, if you're the pitcher, you're dealing with a problem.
And Stekowicz, first pitch swing into second base, picks it up, throws it out. So no damage done after the fact. So he works around the base hit and the error, and Goffstown does not score.
I would have liked maybe a more patient approach there by Derek. He swung at a lot of first strikes yesterday, too. I think maybe see a pitch in that particular instance. You got a guy on third. You got a pitcher that might be a little bit rattled, but we sort of just let him off the hook. So
yeah, you're right, John. It's a good point. You got a runner at third base, and you're coming in there. And Derek is an aggressive hitter. He likes to swing at the first pitch, but step out of the box, do something, tie your shoe. Give them a chance to think about what just happened. But again, you know, after leaving 12 yesterday, they threaten but don't score in the first inning here. So Mayer, who made that play in right field, or lack of play in right field, will lead us off.
Mike, I saw you at Cumbies on the way here getting your caffeine for the game,
Yep.
I believe.
Grabbing my iced tea.
Mike, I hit Cumbies twice today. And in 2 visits there to get coffee, I spent less than Mr. Beal spent on one
that
Dunkin'
one
Donuts
coffee that he's drinking right now, right.
We are budget conscious in the Skanky
Yep.
household. We don't throw money around like Mr. Beal.
Same here. I don't have the money to throw around like like you and Mr. Beal. All right, so here's Richter. Derek delivery, and he hits a fly ball to left field. Smitty underneath it, and he makes the grab. I think I said Susie was in left field. Smitty's in left field, and Susie's in right. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Derek.
Who's on first?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just make things up as I go along. So 1 out. Logan D now. Here's the pitcher. This is Logan, a freshman. He takes a strike. Boy, he does look young, John, huh?
Yeah.
He looks even younger up close.
No doubt.
There's a ball. Actually, a bat looks like a big crayon. The color of it.
Steve was just joking that there's a
It's
Little League bat.
yeah.
Did you know Little League changed the rules this year where you can't use the sort of bazooka cannons that were getting so popular last year or two?
Yeah, they do that every few years.
Yeah.
They get these really hot bats. They did that with the DeMarinis. They did it with the bomb bats, the Combat.
Yeah.
Of course, they did it with the Combat the year after I bought one for Tyler. Spent $300 on a bat, and then it's no good the next year.
Yeah, I heard a few dads complaining about that they had a $200 bat and nothing to do with it.
Yeah. But, yeah, they do that every few years.
I get it. It's to protect the pitcher from taking one off the skull because those ball absolutely flies off of some of those composite bats.
Mm-hmm. And there's a fly ball to center field. Carter under it, and he makes the grab. So there's 2 down. Good at bat put on there by D.
Well, unlike yesterday, they're putting bat on ball, but it's going at people, and we're making the plays.
Yep. And Ryan McCray is batting now, the left fielder, number 27.
Ryan McCray. Okay.
Looks like a big boy.
Looks like a baseball player.
Yeah, he sure does. Got his high tops, but he's got his pants all the way down. I'm not a big fan of the pants all the way down. I like the pants up.
He's the objector to the fashion style on that team. That is everybody else's stirrup showing, right?
Yep.
Ooh, like that.
Maybe he forgot his stirrups, had to let his hem out, bring his pants down. He didn't want to just have white socks on. So Derek's got him 1-1 here so far. There's the pitch. And he gets a line drive base hit to left field. Smitty takes it on a bounce, gets it into Connor. So a 2-out base hit for the stirrupless McCray. And that'll bring up Cameron Suda, the center fielder, number 7. There's a strike. Derek's throwing pretty good. They have put the bat on the ball, though. He's got just the 1 strikeout so far.
Well, as a pitcher, I mean, really, the approach should be let him hit it, we'll make the play. You know,
Nice pitch, had him off balance with that one.
make him hit the pitch
0-2.
you want him to hit versus the pitch they want to hit. I think that's the key. You shouldn't try to strike everybody out. Just keep it on the corners.
Right, agreed. Nice pitch, and he rings him up. It's a good
Nice.
pitch there by Derek. And he gets out of the inning. So nothing across for Laconia in the top of the second. So Goffstown coming up in the bottom of the second. And I think it's going to be Nick Taylor-Tyler, right?
Yep. It's 3 Ks.
3 Ks? So 3 strikeouts now for Derek. So, Lisa, what do we owe this pleasure today? Just stopping by for a visit? No pizza?
No pizza.
My wife is dressed as if she's going skiing. She's got jeans on. She's got a pullover on top. I feel like I'm sitting in 90-degree sun right now.
Yeah, and you are.
I suppose that's the difference.
You're in the open hole here. You get the sun beating right on your face.
Steve Beal looks like he just ate a pancake breakfast and chopped down a tree next to me, though. He's like a J. Crew advertisement.
Yeah.
Marlboro Man, right? Needs a cowboy hat, I guess.
So Nick Labrie coming in now. Nick has the lone home run for Goffstown this year through 11 games.
Nick's been hitting the heck out of the ball. Most consistent hitter on the team right now. They need more of that.
Yeah. And Nick just gets it. Nick doesn't take any practice swings now. He just gets in there. He steps in, bat on the shoulder, a little ahead of that one, fouls it off, and just says, throw it to me. Let's go.
Throw it past me.
He just gets in there, plants his feet, bat on the shoulder, no practice swings, no nothing. He's like, all right, let's go. All business. So count even now to Nick, 1-1. Fastball, line drive, base hit to left field.
Boy, he continues.
That's going left fielder over there, hauls it in, and Nick continues his torrid pace at the plate.
I'll tell you, the last, say, 2 weeks, he's got to be hitting over 500. And I don't know what he'd be hitting for the season with the other bats from earlier in the year, but he's absolutely tearing it off the cover right now.
Yeah, and he's gotten so the coach is putting him in the lineup every day.
Yep.
There's Taylor French playing third base today.
Taylor's a kid that he's a streaky hitter, and he's definitely in a little bit of a funk right now.
Yeah, as are a lot of these Goffstown players. Curveball misses low. I think the catcher stole that one from him. If he had stayed down a little bit, the umpire might have called that a strike. He jumped right up.
Right. Is this the same ump from the other day?
I think it is. Fastball for a strike. 2-1. Takes a look over to first. Here it comes. And the dirt. 3-1 now. So Taylor's got to be looking one pitch here. Got to be looking for something he can drive here.
Yep. He should be swinging big here if he likes the pitch.
I don't see anybody in the on-deck circle. It should be Tyler. I don't see him down there, though. I don't know where he is. And that misses way high, so ball 4. Oh, here he comes. He was up the line talking to Coach Lawrence.
I thought maybe he was in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Playing Fortnite with David Price.
Possibly. You know, if the dugout had the runway went to the clubhouse, yeah, it's probably where he'd be. Say, some of these guys, I wish we had that, go down to the batting tunnel in between at bats.
Oh, no kidding.
So here's Tyler now, first and second, no outs. Misses high with the fastball. So it's now 4 in a row by Logan. There it comes. Fastball, line drive down the line, foul. He turned on it, hit it foul. Got a nice piece of that one, a little ahead of it. So he's right on it.
Yep, think right field here now.
Yep. You know, John, we had that conversation the other night. You know, we're talking about that, and you know, I asked him the question. I said, "So how do you keep your hands back? You know, what do you do?" And he says, "Hit to right field."
Absolutely.
And I said, "That's what you're not doing." And then he's way ahead of that off-speed pitch. Now it's 1-2.
The off-speed's been his Achilles heel.
Yep. He's usually a very good off-speed pitch hitter, and this, I'm telling you, it's that second slow speed he can't seem to handle. There it is. There's a base hit to left field, right through the hole between first and second. Hit so hard, Nick barely gets to third base. So that's a good sign. Tyler coming up with a base hit right there, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So the young pitcher is in a jam right here. And, you know, Ethan Smith, you know, Ethan doesn't have the most hits right now, but he's been making contact. He's got bat on ball. And, Steve, you know, look at this defensive alignment right now. We talked about this yesterday. Goffstown trying to double play, the same situation, bases loaded, no outs. Why have the middle infield on the grass right here? Second inning. I don't get it.
I was conflicted on that play yesterday. I like this. I get the strategy. It's baseball 101 to go double play. But I'm telling you, I like the aggressive nature of this too.
And
Oh, that could be
it's
trouble.
a pop-up down the right
That's
field
gonna
line.
be
He's got a
trouble.
long way to come, and that ball's going to drop. Because the infield was so far in, he was the only one that had a shot at that. If the
Yes,
second baseman's playing normal, he might catch that ball, John.
Second baseman would have had it, but Mike, I'm telling you right now, right fielder should have had it.
Well, yeah, he's playing deep, though. That ball coming off a right-hander's bat.
But the way I look at it, as the ball is about to hit the ground, his last 2 steps tell you whether he could have caught it, and they got awful short. I don't. If I'm the pitcher, I might have to go at him with my 130-pound body.
But, second inning, John, when it happened yesterday to Goffstown, I think it was the second or third inning. The score was 2-2 when it happened, and we gave up the run for the 2 outs. Unfortunately, after that, we couldn't get the third out. I missed the first pitch because I was talking. Is it 2-0? Was that first pitch a strike, Steve? Oof. I had the 2-1 here. I'm not sure. Looking for the umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes, he just said.
Yeah, I think it's 1 and 2. So, Carter chased that last one.
And Carter hits a ground ball through the hole, and that's going to get through. And it's bobbled by the left fielder.
Trouble.
So now Tyler's going to come and score. Ethan coming on. Ethan's going to come around and try to score. Here comes the throw in to the shortstop, and he's going to make it safely. 3-run score on a single through the drawn-in infield and bobbled by the left fielder. Wow. So Carter ends up at second base. Great hustle right there by Ethan Smith.
That is what this team needed today after yesterday's tough loss where they didn't get any of those little breaks like that. Take advantage of the sloppiness of the other team.
Past the drawn-in infield, John, I'll say it again. I'm not sure that ball gets knocked down if the shortstop is playing normal depth. But the left fielder botched it and allowed 3 runs to score. Well, allowed 2 additional runs to score.
Yeah, agreed.
Ethan was going to be held up at third base. I'm sorry, not Ethan. Tyler. And he came around, and then Ethan was chugging right behind him. So a 1-ball count to Connor. That's in the dirt, so he's behind 2-0 now. 2-0 pitch. He's looking for something he can drive here. And he hits a fly ball to center field, got under it. The center fielder going back. He's still going back. It's carrying. Brings him all the way to the track. So Connor, with speed, the ball gets by the shortstop, and Connor's gonna try to score. Here comes the throw, goes over the catcher's head. So another botched ball on the throw-in costs Laconia a run. Good. I like the aggressiveness by Lawrence there. Carter didn't see him wave him in right away, and the center fielder threw it in. It bounced right in front of the shortstop, and it got away from him a little bit. And Carter, with his speed, they're going to appeal second base. And he's safe.
Well, I'll tell you, to that part of the park is 318, which you don't expect it to be that shallow. In left center field, that's usually a deeper part of a park, and that almost caused that to be a home run. That thing just kept carrying.
Yeah, and, the field goes out from there. It goes 320, 321 at the end of that, and then it goes out to 348 before it comes back in. So there's a strike, 1-1.
Well, just like that. It's 5-0 here in the second inning.
A couple of botched balls one by the left fielder, one by the shortstop. Goffstown is putting bat on ball here, though. I mean, they've got some hits. That isn't officially a sac fly. It's a fly out and then an error on the. Well, I guess you give the error to the center fielder because it was a throw that came in that bounced. That kind of got by the shortstop.
But
that's fouled. The third baseman giving chase, and he's not going to get there.
Center field is standing on the edge of the fence.
Right.
The shortstop could have did him a favor and maybe take another 10 steps.
And then he airmailed the throw. I mean,
he
didn't even have a.
The shortstop was on the was on the edge of the grass. He should have been another 20 feet out there.
Yeah. That ball carried on the center field. Oh, he struck him out, pitch in the dirt. Oh, he waited a while to throw that, and
he almost
hit Clay in the head. So we get 2 down now, and here comes Justin. So Goffstown sends up their 9th batter of the inning here. I'm sorry, the 8th batter of the inning. Derek made last inning. They do have what? They have 4 hits this inning, right? 4 hits. There's a base hit for Justin to right field. And the right fielder fields it cleanly this time. So Justin 2 for 2 now. He had the base hit that it fell in front of the right fielder last time and then got by him, and he ended up on third base, and he was left there. So after stranding Justin in the first, Goffstown has scored all the runners that have reached this inning so far. Here's Derek now for the second time. Derek grounded out on the first pitch to the second baseman last at bat. Taking this time, so maybe what he should have done last time, John.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch.
That was a nice pitch.
I don't have a problem with him taking there, but yeah.
The pitch he swung at last at bat wasn't as good. So here comes the 0-1 to Derek. Curveball out in front of it.
Yeah.
He fouls it off.
Nice mix-up by the pitcher
Yep.
there.
Good job there by Ryan. I'm sorry, Logan D.
His first pitch to Derek actually had some pretty good velocity on it, too. Look, he reared back. He wants out of this inning.
And I like what he's doing here, John. He's changing his delivery to the plate. You know, Justin, not the most fleet of foot over there, is probably not going anywhere, but Logan doesn't know that, and he's taking his time. He comes quick step. Derek, again, fouls it at the plate, so the count remains at 0-2. So Derek protecting himself up there. And there's the 0-2 again. Curveball in the dirt. It gets by the catcher, though. It looks like Derek may reach here, and he does. So he struck out on a pitch in the dirt. However, the pitch got by, because it was in the dirt, got by the catcher, Tyler Richter, and Stekowicz is aboard. So now, here's Labrie, who started this mess off with a base hit.
Mike, this catcher's going to stop that ball. This inning,
Yeah, you have to.
This inning is like reading a book on how to leave my pitcher hanging. They've done almost, 5, 6 different things to not let this kid get out of this inning.
Yep.
The only thing left is the famed Jose Canseco ball off the head over the fence for a home run. That's the only thing they haven't done in the book.
Well, we still have time, John. It's only the second inning.
Well, Nick's up too, so.
Oh, Nick,
boy.
Whoa, Nick was swinging for the downs there.
Nick heard me. Yeah, I don't blame him, though. That's actually a good time to take that swing.
Sure. Nick was looking to make it 8-0 right there. Fastball again.
Got to go with the pitch.
So I'd be surprised if he gets another fastball here.
Agreed.
He's got a good curveball, John. We've seen him fool a few of the batters.
Yeah, I like this kid.
And he hits a ground ball to third. That gets by him. Oh, he's going to make that play. Here comes Justin around to score. Oh, Derek's going into third base. Derowich. It's a new name.
Derowich. That's funny.
So Justin comes around to score. Derek goes to third.
Boy.
It's 6-0. John, he's going to make that play.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite an Olay, but he took a half step over and, kind of half-heartedly put his glove down for it.
I can't stand when first baseman, third baseman let ball go down the line without trying to smother it. You
got to dive. You got to knock that ball down,
knock it
John.
down. It's 2 bases if you don't. In this case, it wasn't, but it allowed a runner to score.
I think Nick could have easily taken third. The throw came in. Take it second. The throw came in at third base.
Yep, I agree.
Again, Nick's not the most fleet of foot, but still, the ball's coming in. Derelict Stekowicz over there. I got the names mixed up. Calling him Dekowicz.
Could be a sign of things to come in his future. Sometimes the son of a police officer feels the need to, go off the grid a little bit.
I might be having a stroke, too. Who knows?
Well,
getting my words all mixed up.
We probably should check into that as well.
So Taylor walks for the second time in the inning, and now the bases are loaded. And here comes Tyler for the second time. And no visit from the coach. You would think, this is the 11th, 12th batter to bat, and this Logan D is being hung out to dry out here by his team and by his coach.
The visit to the mound's going to be from his mom and about another 2 batters.
Well,
and it's not even his fault.
Curveball for a strike. Nice pitch.
They're hitting him, but boy, I'd say out of this barrage of offense, there's only been 2, 3, 4 clean hits.
Yep. Curveball in the dirt. Nice stop there by Richter. Could have done that a couple of batters ago, and Stekowicz wouldn't have been on. He's actually gotten 3 outs so far.
Yeah, you're right, the strikeout.
Oh, takes a fastball. I think he fooled him with that. I think he was looking for something off speed.
Agreed. Now, this kid's got pretty good velocity. He's only a freshman. He's going to grow. He could be a good pitcher in another year or 2.
Curveball misses outside. I like his curveball, John.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to throw it. He's got a good break on it. There it is again. Tyler on top of it and fouls it off. Stays alive, 2-2.
Yep,
Bases are loaded again.
A little too eager.
Yep.
Right field.
Yep.
Perfect time for it right here.
The right field has been kind of suspect. Look, they're playing them around. He's playing them to pull, definitely. Curveball in the dirt again. Nice stop. So counts full. Nowhere to put him. The runners will be off. The base hit might be able to score Nick from second base. Got to be looking for a fastball here. There go the runners. Fastball up high, and he walks. So he forces in a run. So that's on Logan. So the bases remain loaded. Goffstown now up 7-0.
To be honest, I think that's maybe the only batter this entire game where it was all on him.
Yep.
Otherwise, yeah, he's been hung out to dry. And sometimes, I mean, listen, we saw it yesterday where you hang your pitcher out enough, he's going to give in eventually. They're only human.
Yep. So scratching out all kinds of innings in our scorebook here. 12. Good thing we don't have a scorebook. We use a piece of paper, so we don't really have to scratch much out. 50 pitches this inning alone. Wow, that's a lot of pitches. That's his third walk of the inning, isn't it?
You got to get somebody up in the bullpen. You got to be thinking of another
3
option
walks,
here.
what, 5 hits so far? And he's actually struck out a couple too, hasn't he? 2 strikeouts. Struck out Clay and Derek. Wow, and 5 hits.
So think about that. At the end of this game, he tells somebody in the second, I struck out their number 2 hitter, their number 3 hitter.
Number 4 hitter.
Number 4 hitter.
And I let up 7
gave
runs.
Up 7 runs. That's not a very common summation.
Wow, Gary Gendron just joined us in the booth. What do we owe this pleasure?
Wow, folks. If you've ever played in Goffstown Parks and Recs,
you know Gary Gendron.
You know this mediocre referee that's just joined the booth here. Cost me many a game in my Parks and Recs career.
Would have cost you a lot of money in fines, too, if you get fined for getting
well,
tucks.
That's a good point.
There's a ground ball to short. Oh, and it goes through his legs.
Goodness.
That's going to score
Nick
boy. And Taylor. So 2 more come through, and it's,
Here's one heck of an inning. Jeez.
It is one heck. You almost feel bad for the pitcher at this point. So it's now 9-0 Goffstown. That would have been the 5th out of the inning. So here is Carter batting for the 2nd time in the inning. He misses high with the fastball. So now we got Tyler at second, Ethan at first, Carter at the plate. Fastball fouled at the plate.
Carter got a lot of this going, didn't he? He was the bases loaded single, right? In this inning, I think. Geez, that's how long this inning's been. Goodness.
Yeah, he hit the single that got through and 3 runs scored, I think.
Yeah.
There's a ground ball.
Boy,
Eats up the third baseman. That ball was crushed.
Carter said, I did this right here.
Another ball that should have been fielded, though. I mean, that was hit right at him.
Should have been kept in front of him,
should have
for
been,
sure.
But I don't know. I mean, you have a glove on. The ball was hit hard. You got to catch that. I'd give it an error. I mean, it was hit right at him. It was hit hard, but it was hit right at him. Yeah. He went down and hit his foot, yeah. So Connor Hyzak up now with the bases reloaded again.
We're debating whether that was a hit by Carter. So if you're viewing this at home, we're going to have a mail-in this week. If you think it was a hit, call 1-800.
Well, just call Adam at GTV.
Call Adam.
Out there.
Actually, I agree with that. If you think it was a hit or not, call Adam at GTV and put in your vote.
Right. When it gets on there, go view it on YouTube. Give us a couple of views there.
In fact, here's his personal cell phone number. It's
555-1212. Connor way ahead of a 3-0 pitch and fouls it off. Yeah, his arm's about to fall off, isn't it? He's going to be about 80, 70, 80 pitches already.
He's going to throw a game worth of pitches in this inning. I mean, it's insane.
Yep, and he walks Connor, so I mean it's hard to blame him right now.
No, it's baseball etiquette that if the pitcher's being hung out to dry, you don't hang the pitcher out to dry by leaving him in the game. I mean,
John, there's no one warming up.
Nah,
so obviously there's no one on the
I
bench
don't agree with that
pitch.
at all.
So someone in the field must be, the next pitcher, but his poor kid.
But you got to put him in. This is no
Clay.
good. What are you accomplishing here at this point? Maybe you leave a guy in to teach him a lesson. Well, there's not a lesson to teach.
John, he's a freshman. He might transfer out. There's a ground ball the second.
Right.
And Clay mercifully ends the inning. You don't want to ever see one of our guys making out, but he mercifully ends the inning. So Goffstown brings about 42 men to the plate, and they scored 10 runs that inning. Geez, that was a long inning.
There are some wins in baseball that I don't think you'll learn a whole lot from.
How
that
many
inning,
pitches, Steve?
Geez.
62 pitches that inning. He threw 13 in the first. So he's at 75 pitches through 2 innings. And that's usually what you throw in a game.
You probably have never said the words he's at 75 pitches through 2 innings because usually a coach doesn't let a pitcher get to 75 pitches in 2 innings.
And a freshman arm, too. So you figure this kid's 14, 15 years old. You know, it's only his second year probably throwing from this distance, and you got him throwing 75 pitches through 2 innings.
No, that's a great point. I don't know if they have YouTube in Laconia, but hopefully the coach watches this video. We can,
and hopefully he calls that number 555-1212 looking for us.
Yeah, my name's Adam.
Yep. Steve.
Steve and Adam doing the game.
Steve and Gary doing the game here.
It's Gary Gendron.
What's that?
I guarantee the sound's on mute.
So, Laconia now batting here in the third. Steve Poliquin is the batter, the ninth batter. He's the second baseman. Looking to get something going here now for Laconia.
Mike, I don't know if you heard Gary Gendron's little offhand comment, but he thinks that people mute their computers while they're watching the game with us announcing.
I do. It's yeah, he's even late coming out to third base. There's a ground ball through, off Connor's glove. It looked like it was going to go right through, but Connor got a piece of it, and it bounced into left field. So there's a base hit for Poliquin.
Personally, I'd like to see Connor line up more in the hole to begin with.
Yep.
Where he's walking right now is where he should be lining up. He plays
He's
very
5-6
slanted
steps.
second.
Yep, 5-6 steps closer to second base than he needs to be. He can play deep. He's still moving over too. He can play deep because he has a great arm. So that's not the issue, but he's giving up a lot of range by going so far to the bag.
Yep. And it's not your glove side, so to me, favor your offhand like that by giving yourself less of a distance. You have to cross your body with your glove the other way going towards second base.
Yep.
Your glove side.
Agreed.
That's a 6-foot advantage.
Off the end of the bat, a pop-up behind Justin. Clay's going to get there. Oh, no, Justin gets there. Wow, Justin makes a over-the-shoulder basket catch.
That was Willie Mays.
Nice grab. I didn't think Justin was going to get to that.
It was like being in the polo grounds.
Yep. Clay was there, though, but Justin took it in. So here comes Thomas Turpin now, the third baseman. Derek throws over. I don't think he's going to be running. Down 10-0 in the third. Takes a strike. Derek pours a strike right down the middle. A double-figure run inning. We haven't seen that in a while. We got Jeremy Bars at third base now. Just noticed. So Taylor French come out, and Jeremy Bars making an early appearance at third base this game.
It's good to see. Game like this, get some dust off the uniforms.
It's a ground ball up the middle. Hyzak to Campbell, bare hands it, throw in the dirt, stopped by Justin. That would have been their third double play in the last 2 games. They're pretty good combination there in the middle.
Yep,
throw was a little low. Justin stopped it, but couldn't come up with it.
Not a life and death double play situation, but would have been nice to have.
Clay barehanded the shuffle from Connor. And there comes Cameron Hayes now, the first baseman. Single to left his last time up. Thought about swinging and takes a strike. 0-1 now here, Turpin.
Yeah, this kid got one of the better pieces of bat on the ball in this game so far for them.
Mm-hmm. Way late on that one and fouls it into the river.
Yeah, I like him as a batter, though. He's got quick hands. He's up there to hit.
Yeah, he is. And that's what you expect a third hitter to do.
Yep. Especially down 10-0.
He's also a freshman, class of 2021. Oh, that's whoa, knocked her,
Wow.
knocked somebody down over there. I hope she's okay. I'm hearing her bench saying it was someone's girlfriend. That's you pay for the good seats and you got to watch out for that. Now there's there's a base hit to right.
Yeah.
That's a great at bat right there.
You could see him hitting the right field coming in that at bat.
Yep, and but hey, that's what you need to do. I can see it already now. They're going to be this big thing now, John. You guys are on the Parks and Rec board, right, Gary, John? You guys are part of all that stuff. There's going to be screens netting all the way down the baselines now, so fans don't get hit with those.
Yeah,
like
she almost took one off the melon. I mean, right in the forehead is where it was headed.
Unfortunately, it's not in the budget.
Oh, it's not in the budget. Okay. So we'd rather pay the medical bills. That's all right. So here comes Tyler Richter, the catcher, the 42-year-old catcher who's a sophomore.
It's funny. Nobody over there even remotely looked like they were going to help her.
No.
It was like seeing a grenade go into a bunker. Everybody ran.
They're still talking about it. She's just now putting her sunglasses back on. He swings and misses at that one. So
Do we have a name on her
Richter
yet?
in an 0-2
Have we
hole. I
identified
don't
her?
know. Yeah, between innings, we'll zoom in and see if we can find out who it is. We'll make her famous if nothing else. I'm sure the 6 people that watch this probably know her. They can make fun of her at school tomorrow. So it's 1-2 now to Richter. Boy, he looks like a catcher. Look at the size of those legs. He's got tree trunks for legs. And it's way late on that pitch.
That had some juice on it. He did that to him in the first at bat, too.
Yep.
Same pitch, really. He swung at it this time.
So let's see if we can find out who that is over there. I'm not sure. As he moves away, he almost takes my head. Can't really tell.
No.
Yeah, I can't tell who it is, but that's okay. Yeah. So, John, I wonder if we're gonna get some pinch hitters and some fielding changes here
On a beautiful Friday afternoon with a 10-0 lead in the third, you'd like to see him flush the bench a little bit.
Yep. We have a new pitcher coming in finally, mercifully. Looks like Logan is going to second base, and number 10, John Turpin, looks like he's going to be coming in to pitch. Well, it says Thomas Turpin on their roster sheet, and it says John Turpin on the school's roster. So I'm going to go with Thomas Turpin.
Known to his friends as J.T. Turpin.
Yeah, well, he may be like Mitch,
Right.
Call him Mitchell, he may be John, so maybe he's John Thomas, right? And they call him Thomas, so.
Drives Mitch crazy when he makes the honor roll and it's in the paper under the name John Skarke. And I say, and I always say, Mitch, thanks. I waited my whole life to get in the paper on the honor roll.
You waited 47 years to get your name in the honor roll. Nice breeze coming in here. So, it's not a good sign, John, when you're a relief pitcher coming in, you're just stretching your arm out right now as you're taking your warm-up tosses. He's out there stretching his arm out as he's taking his warm-up pitches. So, Turpin is a senior, class of 2018, according to the roster sheet here, but, All right. Good to have you, Gary.
Gary is going home to cook dinner for his family. He just got the call from his wife.
Yeah. You can. Yeah, I'll give you one if you want.
It's an open mic for you down at the trestle.
Got the former JV coach Mike Moody down below here, sitting with the parents. He's sitting with Stekowicz, and I also see Jim Hyzak down there. Yeah, I can ask Adam to get us a couple extra microphones.
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
So here comes Justin.
Especially in a 10-0 game in the third inning.
Yeah, we need to fill some time here. Need to talk about something. So there's Justin. Justin's 2 for 2, I believe, right? Two singles to right field.
Absolutely.
And he hits a ground ball to second, and that's the pitcher,
That's
Logan
the pitcher,
D.
right?
And he says, I'll show you how to field, guys, here. One pitch, one strike, one out.
He said, I got about 3 more throws in my arm, and I'm going to use one of them right here.
You know, the kid throws 75 pitches, and the first ball finds him, and he's going to throw it 80 feet to first base.
Right.
So here's Stack now. That pitch is in the dirt. Oh, I'm sure he does. Look, John. There's a ground ball to first, knocked down, and he's going to make the play. So there's 2 down. So 3 pitches, 2 outs quickly. There comes Labrie. You know, John, our esteemed cameraman Ethan just told us the second after that throw, he's grabbing his bicep and he's squeezing his arm. So
you hate to see that.
He may not have 2 throws left in him.
I know that feeling, and it feels like your arm wants to fall off. It hurts so much going right through your bicep.
Here comes Nick. Nick takes a strike up high. You know, John, they from looking at their roster right now, they have 1 sub on the bench, Ryan Chandler, number 19, and they have 3 coaches. So they have more coaches than subs on the bench.
You know, that kid is actually trying to loosen his shoulder up. He's grabbing his bicep. If I was his parent, I'd be livid.
Well, you know, we talked about that, John. You know, he's probably at most 15 years old.
Yep.
And
he's not even remotely done growing.
Nope.
And look at him. He's in discomfort out there.
Yeah, he is. It's a tough inning. So Nick walks on 4 pitches. So that's going to bring up Jeremy Bars for the first time today. He came in to play third base last inning for Taylor French. So I'd like to see Jeremy get into one here.
Absolutely.
You know, if there's a guy that's in need of a base hit, it's Jeremy. He hasn't had many chances at the plate. Senior year. Would like to see him get a hold of one. And he's swinging at the first pitch, fouls. Is he going to get a car? No.
Yeah,
Bounced
a little
right in
bit.
front of it,
Secondary car hit.
Yeah. Second effort. So Jeremy 0-1 here. And he's
nice.
A base hit to right center field. Good piece of and it's he cuts it off, but Nick is lumbering into third base, and he's going to get there. So good to see there, Jeremy with the base hit. So they're runners of the corner now for Tyler.
Nick going first to third there. I don't know if you knew this. Nick
I don't know if Tyler
off.
knows he has his shin guards on.
Yeah, you might want to take those off.
Yeah. I mean, he's not that fast anyway, but
Nick does run a 4.40, Mike. 4 minutes.
40 seconds.
And 40 seconds to
40
run
feet.
40 yards. 40 feet. And I would say that right to his face.
So would I. I've known Nick since he was, 8 years old. So, you know, that's the beauty of these kids. I mean, we've coached them since they were 5, 6, 7 years old.
Yep. And with Jeremy on first, you have an absolute no threat of running here on the bases.
You're going to have to hit the ball pretty deep to get him to second base and score Nick. So a single that hits the outfield grass isn't necessarily an RBI in this situation. Get a fielder's choice, throw him out at second base, could throw him out at home. Wind blowing in now. Feels great up here.
Oh, boy, did it change. Wow.
Little late swing there, 1-1. It looked like he was trying to go to right field, though, John. Look at the hole between first and second. So, you know, Tyler, I mean, I don't know why you're holding Jeremy on right here. I mean, yeah, you don't want to give up the base, but I don't think he's going to be running. For sheer respect of the game, down 10-0, I don't think he takes off. The first base are going to be playing in the bullpen right now, and I don't think you run.
Nah, he played straight up.
And the second baseman, I mean, look where Logan D is. I mean, he's almost at second base. Tried to break off a curveball there and got nothing on it. So 2-2 to Tyler. I mean, he's got a huge John, I got to say it again. That second baseman just keeps squeezing his arm.
Yeah, that's a shame.
There is a ground ball to short. Ate him up. The throw. Oh, nice scoop by the first baseman right there. That ball was hit real hard, and he made a nice play on that.
Yep, they got out of it.
Yeah, they get out of the inning. I mean, Tyler hit a P to the shortstop, who ate it up, bobbled it, and then came up with it, and the first baseman bailed him out. So we got Bobby Doherty now going to right field. Will Susie's moving to center, so Carter Schwernard must be out of the game.
Hey, Nolan, get Nick. Tell Nick to come over here.
No, but he's just warming him up. He doesn't have his chest on. Yep. No, they. I could see Will in center field now, and Bobby's in right. So yeah, Carter's out of the game now. I can see he's warming up the left fielder. So John just confirmed with Nick his speed, the 4.440.
I told Nick that when he watches this back tonight on film, it's going to look like we have slow motion capabilities, but that's real speed right there. I've been teasing Nick about. He used to stand on first base over in the Manchester Pony and Colt League, and he'd look at me for the stale sign, and I'd look back at him like, "What do you think? I'm crazy?"
Yeah, but John, David Ortiz used to steal bases like that because no one would think he would run. So
right.
you got to send him on a delay steal.
Nah,
right?
I'm just
so
teasing him. He's really not that slow. I just like to tease him.
Yes, he is. And I like to tease him too. So that's the only change. Bobby Doherty has gone into the game in the right field. Will Soucy has moved into center field. So Bobby's coming into Carter's spot. So it'll be interesting to see if Will bats now for Nick.
Is this the right fielder? Yeah, it looks like him, right? Jack Marr?
Let's see. So
no, yeah.
The 4-hitter, yeah, this is Jack Marr now. So
or I guess it's Mayer, Jack Mayer.
Well, that's a tough one. Mayer, Marr, I've been calling him Marr, so. Here's a ground ball to short. Plays it on the short hop.
Oh, he got it
Throws,
back.
got it nice. Yep.
It got away, and he got it back.
Yep. Short hop. It got away from him a little bit, and he came back in a nice play. So
Connor needed that play. He's had a couple of balls get away from the last couple of games. He needed one to break his way. He's a great shortstop. He just needs to get back in a better rhythm.
So here's Logan D. I wonder if he's got the strength in his arm to swing the bat right now. Takes a ball. Yeah, you got to fail for this kid. He went out there, he worked his heart out. He pitched hard for 2 innings. Nice cut right there.
Yeah, I like this kid. Try to get him to move to Goffstown.
Yeah. Yeah. I said, the coach, Coach, I'm transferring to another school next year.
Right. We might want to get an MRI on his elbow first, though.
Yeah. Well, he's going to need rotator cuff surgery after this one. So it's 1-2 now.
Chase that ball.
To Logan. Wow, we get 3 women up here with us.
We have a Ginger Drive trifecta of women.
Housewives of Ginger Drive right here. The real housewives of Ginger Drive. Oh, nice pitch. Derek fooled him with that one.
Which does lead to the question of they're here, who's home cooking? Right?
2 down. Well, no one's cooking in our household tonight. We're going out to dinner. We've been invited out.
Where are you going tonight?
Mr. Bob Bartolucci bought a new grill. He said he wanted to break it in, so we're going to head there to break it in for him tonight.
Which the downside of that is you have to be with Bob Bartolucci.
That's it, you got to weigh your op. You got to take the good with the bad there.
And I'm going to make sure he watches the 4th inning just to hear that comment.
And he knows it, too. So 1 ball here to Ryan McCray. 2 balls.
So what's he cooking? Is he cooking steak? Is he cooking chicken?
No,
we don't know.
Bob's cheap. He's got burgers and hot dogs.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
typical.
Maybe I can talk him into a couple of steak tips or something, but.
Yeah. To bring your own meat cookout.
Yeah. Yeah, you invite over for a barbecue as long as you bring everything over with you.
Typical Bartolucci.
So, Bob, I don't know if you heard off camera Ethan saying he doesn't want to come over. He'd rather go home and do nothing than come over. But he's going to lose that battle because he will be coming over if he knows he's going to have ice cream for dessert. There's a line drive base hit.
Nice hit.
So Soucy goes, and it gets through his legs. So
I hate seeing that.
It's going to roll not quite to the fence. He picks it up and gets it in. So gives up an extra base there.
You know, Mike, in a 10-0 game, there's always a teaching moment.
Yep.
And this outfield's got to stop letting the ball get past them.
Mm-hmm.
It's hurt them. It won't probably hurt them terribly here, but it's, 3-4 games in a row where that's happened every game. You can't do it.
But, John, there's no need to rush to get that ball in.
No.
So just like in the old, when you we taught them how to field ground balls when they were kids. Get down on a knee, get right in front of it. You know, you don't have to worry about throwing the ball in quickly to second base.
No, agreed.
There's no reason why that ball should get by.
Agreed. That drives you crazy to watch.
You know, there's no hurt to your pride if you take a knee, get off, you know, just the way you were taught in Little League to field the ball. So Cameron Suda is the batter now, the center fielder. Suda takes a ball.
That
yeah,
pitch looked
2-1.
pretty
That looked good to me. We saw quite a few of those yesterday, huh, Steve? Those pitches that looked good. And it seemed like the umpire was giving the right-hand side of the plate away, and it was calling everything on the left-hand side. Whether it was lefty, righty, inside, outside, didn't matter. So 2-2 now to Suda. Runner's going, and he struck him out. Now, not sure why the runner was taken off there, but
No
so
kidding.
we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Goffstown with the commanding 10-0 lead with that 10-run inning. All kinds of conversations going on in the background here. John, what's happening? Where are you going after this? You're coming over.
Well,
where you
no,
going?
Mike.
Is Amy having a party at her yard tonight? Is that what it
Nope.
is?
I have offered
Fire?
up my baseball services to the Chouinard household for another generation. I'm helping
for
Grady.
Grady?
Yeah, I'm coaching in the minors of Goffstown Junior Baseball minor leagues with Grady, who's, you know, he's playing pretty good. He's still taking to the sport, though, so I wanted to be there to help him, encourage him on. So we have a practice tonight after this, and we're wondering what kind of coach has a practice on a Friday night. But anyway.
So he'll be the third Chouinard that you convinced not to play baseball. Is that what it is?
Hey, there's one of them. There's one of them out in center field right now. I have no responsibility for the second one. Something happened with the second boy in both households. Absolutely turned off to this sport. I know who I blame for that, but I'm not. It's not me.
Actually, you know what? It happened in our household too.
Yeah.
The second and the third in our household got turned off from baseball.
I made the second go back for the 12-year-old. Maybe have to try one more time. But he said I still don't like it.
So I see Nolan putting a helmet on, so he'll be back. Hey, look who's batting. It's Mitchie Moo. So Lisa perks up on that one. So we got Mitchell coming to
Fantastic.
bat.
I love seeing him bat.
So I lost track. Where are we in the batting order right now?
We're at the best part of the batting
So
order.
he's batting for Ethan.
Mitchie moves up. Now, Mitchie's goal in the season is to not have an official at bat.
And he hasn't
He
yet.
hasn't so far. We'll see what happens here. He's a prime candidate to walk again right here with this
Yeah,
kid.
he is. Well, you know he's not going to swing the bat, John.
He'll swing it if he gets into a must-swing situation.
Well, 1-0 count's not a must-swing
No.
situation. So. Oh, there it is. Look at this. Maybe it is a must-swing situation. 1-0. Bobby Doherty on deck.
Mitchie's
He came
saying,
in for Carter.
Santoro, I'm sick of your slander up there in the booth.
You know, maybe he's looking for an outside pitch he can foul off right up here. He looks a little taller today, John. Thought about swinging. He said, I can't swing twice in a row.
All kidding aside, the kid is he's a good batter. He gets on base all the time, but he just he's fallen out of love with that part of the sport.
I don't blame him. So 3-1 now, John.
I'd love to get him in this lineup, though. They could use him defensively. He'd be one of the better defensive players.
Yeah, you can always DH for him, right?
Well, I agree.
It is a ground ball to first. No one's covering the bag, but first baseman takes it alone. So he was hung out to dry, but he made the play. So 1 out as Mitch grounds out. So this is his first official at bat of the year, John.
Absolutely.
So I see Sebastian Beal on deck now.
You don't see too many kids ground out with that kind of athleticism and grace.
Steve can perk up a little bit now. Sebastian's on deck.
Oh, there we go.
Bobby Doherty coming up to bat. Bobby was hot for a while, cooled off a little bit.
Mike, I don't care
Takes a
if Bobby
ball.
has icicles coming from his helmet. He doesn't leave the
Yeah,
lineup if
yeah.
I'm making the call. He's too good defensively.
Bobby's a good ball player, has been.
They need more gloves in the field on this team.
It is a ground ball foul.
And all joking aside, the last two batters here are what would be some of their better defenders, and I'm all about defense.
Defense wins games. Or is that football?
That's every sport.
It's every
You kidding
sport.
me? The goal is to outscore the opponent, but you only have to beat them 1-0.
That's right. Oh, they took the ball, threw it in the bench, but pitcher
You have
needs
good.
one.
You have good pitching on this team, and so I say go back it up with as good a defense you can put out there.
Yep. Bobby hits a line drive. That's going to hit the gap.
And he can
That's
hit.
going to be at least 2. One hops the fence. Here comes the throw in by the center fielder. Overshoots the shortstop, and he slides in safely. That ball was poked. Probably the best piece all day, John.
No doubt. I like I said, he never leaves the lineup.
All right, so, Steve, I was wrong. Sebastian wasn't on deck. He was on double deck. Nolan Gamet is batting now. So Nolan looks like he's batting for Connor Hyzak in the 1 spot. So all kinds of changes going on here. I see Justin Pinard sitting on the ball bucket down there, so he's probably done. So here's Nolan. Nolan started the year in left field, and with Will and Bobby coming along, been replaced in the lineup, so he's getting a chance to have an at-bat here.
Well, you know what? Have a great at bat here and go back into the lineups the way I look at it.
I love Nolan at the plate. Hits the plate, spins the bat, does his little rock. He's been doing it forever. Was that a strike? I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was right down Broadway.
Nolan's been doing that since I met him. Thought about swinging there, takes a ball low. 2-1. Here it comes. And he pops it up. Second base. I tell you, Logan D can't get out of this thing. He's getting everything. He's pitched, and now he's getting all balls hit at him, and he makes the play. So he's 2 for 2 defensively. If only he had that behind him when he was playing. So here's Sebastian now.
They may have discovered a recipe for success.
Yeah, put Logan at second base.
Clone him.
Put Logan anywhere.
Yeah.
As a freshman, he's going to be around for a while.
Yep.
You know, it's like that Bugs Bunny episode. First base, Bugs Bunny. Second, maybe Logan needs to play everywhere.
Absolutely.
So here's Sebastian. I think he walked yesterday in his pinch hit appearance, didn't he, Steve? He reached on an error. That's right. Kept the game going. We talked about moving the line. He's a little behind on that swing, and that's going to fall. And Mr. Susi out there protecting the youngsters on the bench. So 0-1 to Sebastian. Takes a ball. See, look at that. Pants up at the knees, the socks. Bobby, same thing.
Yeah.
Brown fouled at the plate, so it's 1-2 now. Boy, cold front just came in here. Cool breeze coming in right now.
Yeah,
it actually feels good.
It feels awesome.
It's supposed to be 45 degrees tomorrow, John. Rain and 45 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I'd like to see Sebastian get into one right here.
Takes a ball. 2-2. Yeah, you know, we talked about that yesterday. You know, you get these guys that come up and, you know, Steve and I talked about that. You're sitting on the bench for a while, 5-6 innings. You got to shake the cobwebs up. You come up, you swing a bat, you get a base hit.
Yep.
Stayed back on that curveball, fouls it off, so he fought off a good pitch there. So, John, that second inning was a disaster. That's the only score, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
They've only scored in the one inning.
Yeah. That was a really bad inning for them.
Misses low there, so the count runs full. So, good at bat here for Sebastian. He's getting his money's worth with pitches.
Yep. I like hearing the noise out of the dugout today for Goffstown. I don't think there was enough of that yesterday.
Yeah, definitely not. That pitch is in the dirt, so Sebastian's on base percentage is 1,000 the last 2 days. Here comes Sammy DeRocha batting for Clay Campbell. Gotta love Sammy. Sammy had an at bat the other day and singled, so he's looking to keep his 1,000 batting average intact here.
I think this team they may have had a pre-game awakening of, just being into the game right from the get-go.
Yep.
They've been much more into it, much more vocal.
Well, if what you said was true, I didn't hear it, but if Coach is having them run after getting back from that game yesterday, and they should have, and maybe that'll smarten them up because they got a tough schedule next week.
No, I agree. I was talking to Mitch about it afterwards. He had come home with me because we had somewhere to go after the game, and he heard about it, and I said, Mitch,
so he didn't have to do it, so he's a slacker.
Yeah, right. I'll make him run when he gets home tonight.
There you go.
But I said, Mitch, if you love the game and if you're a coach.
There's a line drive.
Whoa,
right at the third baseman. Sam hit an absolute bullet.
Lucky
right
break
at the
for
third
them.
baseman. Yeah.
They didn't get too many of them today.
Nope.
But yeah, if you watched yesterday's game and you like to see baseball played the right way, it probably wasn't yesterday. So sometimes that's the way you wake up a bunch of young men. You make them run a little bit.
Yep. So we had another change here. So Nolan's going out to left. Ethan Smith is now playing short. So Justin's still at first base. Jeremy at third. Ben Dodge is now catching. Will's going out to center field. So I imagine Bobby's going to right, and Sammy's probably going to second. Nope, Sebastian's going to right, so he's staying in the – or is he going to second base? I don't know. Yeah, Bobby's going out, so Sebastian's going to second. And so Sam hit for Clay, but Sebastian's staying in the game. Good luck with that score sheet there, Steve.
Yeah. So Lou stayed in at first base.
Yeah, so Sam hit for Justin and stayed in. Yep. So so Ben Dodge getting his second appearance behind the dish. So it's 10-0 Goffstown in the fifth. They hold here. So we have Poliquin coming up. Is that who leads off, the 9-hitter? Yep.
Mitchie must have been a pinch hitter in that inning.
Yep. Mitch just got the at-bat. He's not in the field. So looking at the outfield now, totally different from the beginning of the game. We got Nolan Gamet in left and Will Susi in center, Bobby Doherty in right. Jeremy Bars at short. Actually, the infield is different except for Justin. Jeremy Bars at third, Ethan Smith at short, Sebastian Beal at second, and Justin Pernod at first. And Ben Dodge is the catcher. So the only 3 starters left in the lineup right now are Ethan, Derek, and Justin. And I'm not sure if Nick is still DHing. That pitch misses low. Poliquin got a base hit his last time up, didn't he?
Where's not catching?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I said that. There's a strike. So we got 1-1. So we talked about the schedule next week, John. John Stark on Monday, Bo Tuesday, Merrimack Valley on Wednesday, Bedford High School on Friday. That's the marquee game. It's a ground ball to short. Ethan eats it up. Long throws, got him. So Ethan handles the first ball he faces. And then the throwing around, he doesn't handle that, but that's okay.
Yeah, that throw was a little low. Yeah, Monday's definitely competitive game, and then the other two, who knows the way teams can step up on any given day, and then certainly Bedford on Friday poses a pretty big challenge. I wonder how the pitching lays out for next week.
Well, there's a ground ball foul. Well, you got John Stark on Monday. If I'm a gambling man, you got to pitch either. I think you got to pitch either Taylor or Connor against Bedford on Friday. So I don't know if you want that to be their second game of the week. John Stark, you got them on Monday. Bo on Tuesday. Merrimack Valley Wednesday. Merrimack Valley is probably, dare I say, the weakest team of the 4 they're going to play next week.
What do we know about Bo? Do we know their record?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up right now. So this was as of yesterday. Bo is coming in at 6-4 off the end of the bat foul. Bo was 6-4 according to the NHIAA site. John Stark is 9-1 as of yesterday.
I knew that.
So they're the front runners right there. So that's the team. And then you got Merrimack Valley, who's 4-6. And I think we already played Merrimack Valley. Yeah, he struck him out. 2 down.
Yeah, so you want to start off the week with a win because you're sort of fighting them for probably staying in the top 4 of the seedings, getting a bye.
Especially after losing yesterday.
Right.
We beat Merrimack Valley 6-2 back on April 11th at their field. He misses with the ball there.
Derek's starting to let go a little bit. Velocity went up last couple pitches.
This is Thomas Turpin, who's the new pitcher. He takes a strike, 1-1. So let's see. Merrimack Valley, I said, was 4-6. Bow 6-4, and then Bedford, who was the last check was 10-0. They beat Exeter the other day, 8-4. They're like a college team. So, and then the week after that doesn't get any easier. You got Wyndham and Sauhegan. Wyndham is 7-3, and Sauhegan is 5-3 right now.
Yeah.
Foul back to the fence, and Laconia is down to their last strike.
Are there any pending makeup games at this point?
Nope. They've made up everything. So we're back to the regular schedule. 6 games remain after this one. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. I thought it was 2-2. Okay. And he struck him
way
out
in front.
And
that'll do it.
That'll end the game. So a quick game.
Hey, Kerry. We're gonna interview Derek after the game. You want to do it? No.
So Goffstown wins this one on the strength of a 10-run inning in the second inning. An inning in which Laconia kind of imploded a little bit, but it was a good game nonetheless. The bats did come alive. They had Derek had 8 strikeouts. We're getting the info from Steve, our scorekeeper. 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. 71 pitches. He threw 71 for the complete game.
He threw less pitches.
He threw less pitches than the Laconia starter through 2 innings.
In the second inning alone. Goodness.
So, John, it's been a good week. So they go 4-1 for the week, 5-game week. They had, they got a rough schedule again next week. They got 4 games coming up next week, and a tough schedule. We already went over that. So this is where, they got to stay in the top 4. They have to take 3 out of 4 next week. And I know Bedford. I mean, I don't know why. I've looked at some of the other team schedules, and they don't play Division I teams. I don't know why we have a Division I game.
From what I understand, I talked to Coach Lawrence before the season, and I said, hey, I noticed that, so what's the deal? And he said, I was talking to the coach of Bedford, and we thought, hey, you know what? You want to create a game between the 2 teams? If you think about it, Bedford and Goffstown, the rivalry goes back to when these kids are 8. And then also, Goffstown's going to go up to Division I next year. So, you know what? Go see just what that's going to be like by playing one of the better teams in Division I. Worst case, you lose. Best case, boy, what way to send confidence to your team than to beat a team like Bedford as the playoffs only loom about 2 or 3 games behind. So
right. Yeah, I think it's good. You get out there, but you also, that's the 3rd last game of the year right before you go into Wyndham and Sauhegan the following week and then the playoffs. You also don't want to come out of there. Hey, good to see you, Steve. Thanks. You don't want to come out of there, getting murdered either, and losing a game like this, like 10-0. So, we got the final line here. Goffstown, 10 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 8. Laconia, no runs, 5 hits. They made 6 errors and left 5 men on base. Derek Stekowicz picks up the win, and the unlucky Logan D for Laconia gets saddled with the loss. I mean, they only had 10 players here today. It's got to be tough for a coach when you really don't have a bullpen you can go to help a guy out when he's in that kind of trouble.
Yep, fair enough. So we'll maybe tune back in for the post-game interview.
Yeah, you thinking Derek today?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get Derek on the backside.
We have a guest appearance interviewer for the post-game interview.
We're not gonna give that up just yet.
No.
I know who it is, but we're not gonna divulge
folks.
that till you see it in the next cut. But
hold tight during this commercial break. Brought to you by Texaco.
3 home games next week. I may not be here. John, you'll be in charge. Hopefully, it looks like Steve's got the bug. He's up here in the booth with us.
Yeah,
I think he's
fantastic.
got it, so he'll be here with you. Maybe you can get Davey to come and do the camera next week. I'm not sure if Ethan's available. But for right now, 10-0 Goffstown. They improved to 10-2. For John Skokie, Ethan Santoro, I'm Mike Santoro saying we'll see you later.
Well, Derek, congratulations on a well-pitched game today. How'd you feel out there?
Felt good. Fastball was rolling, curveball was moving, so.
What was your game plan coming in today? What were you going to try and do?
Throw strikes and get outs.
How did you feel about the defense that was behind you today?
Very good. I like it when the ball gets on the ground. I know my defense is behind me to stop them.
Did you have any time out there where you're feeling uncomfortable or not out of sorts at all?
No, because I know my team's got my back anyway, and whatever happens, they got me. So
how do you feel about the upcoming week and the games you guys are facing? Some big teams next week.
I feel pretty good since our team's rolling right now, and boys are buzzing. So I think we'll have a good time and a good week.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on a game well played.
Thank you.